Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. As you know, coming to you raw and uncut. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. All right, we have Raw Season 2, 1 year. It's been on Netflix. And so this is the beginning of a new year. So far, I think it was pretty good. The show tonight was, in my opinion, was okay. I mean, we're never going to get a great show again, not until the writing gets better and the storylines get better. But for tonight's show, I think it was okay. All right, so now we start off the show with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors for the Women's World Tag Team title. The match was a good match. I mean, it was decent. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it was all over the place. The Kabuki Warriors, I gotta say, I mean, they did their thing. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, they did theirs. The only thing I just don't like about, I think we're just gonna keep getting the same repeated matches as far as this women's tag team championship is concerned, because I know next will be Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss coming after the titles. Then we got Nia Jax and Lash Legend, coming for the titles. And then here we go, the Kabuki Warriors. They're not going to be satisfied or happy because of the fact that they lost the titles tonight and stuff like that. But I mean, it was great. It was great. And I mean, and how it ended was pretty cool. Rhea puts the riptide on Oscar, and then over the moonsault by Io Sky, and they pin Oscar, to win the titles, which was pretty good. I mean, it was a pretty decent match. Then we get Gunther, and he's talking to Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce is telling Gunther that, there's a lot of people out there and stuff. We got eyes on him, watching him, and for him to go out there, to show some little bit of respect when he's talking about, the match that he had with John Cena, so he won't, do any disrespect or anything like that. And so Gunther goes out to the ring to go cut his or do his promo. He talks about, again, how he beat John Cena, but the shirt that he has, I don't know if that merch is gonna sell. I wouldn't buy it or anything like that, but somebody would probably want it and stuff. When he just says, as far as tapped out like a little, and then but anyway, as he was talking and stuff like that, AJ Styles comes out, and then him and Gunther gets into a little talk fest and everything. Gunther's telling AJ Styles that he's the man and stuff, and he's the best because he tapped John Cena out, and then he's starting to say, what is AJ Styles? What are you gonna do about it? And stuff like that, So there was a pretty good pause and everything, and then AJ slaps the crap out of him. I mean, he slaps him pretty doggone good. They get head to head and stuff, looking at each other, but Gunther does zero. He does nothing, and AJ Styles looks at him like and says, "I thought so," you know, and shoves the mic at Gunther and then just walks off. Then we got a little backstage thing with Ivy Niles, talking to Adam Pearce, talking about she wants to, a shot at the IC title and stuff like that, and Adam Pearce is like trying to tell her, she'll get her shot or whatever the case may be and stuff. And then, we have Gunther, AJ Styles, comes back. And then Gunther comes up and he tells Adam Pearce that he wants AJ Styles next week. So a match was set up between, AJ Styles and Gunther for next week, which should be probably a pretty good match and stuff. I mean, we know that AJ Styles is supposed to be retiring this year and stuff. So we'll see how that goes and everything, you know. And then we get the match with Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree. This match was okay. Um, there was there was a few botches. There was quite a few botches in it. But Becky Lynch tried to carry the match, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Maxine Dupree lost his belt. Even though Becky, cheated, and I don't think she should have. It should have been. I don't think it should have been the fact that she had to hold on to the ropes to beat Maxine Dupree. I think she should have beat her clean and stuff. I guess the ropes give it a different meaning, and that Becky had to cheat to beat her, like as if she couldn't beat her on her own and stuff. So you know, hit the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about that one, because I think Becky should have beat her clean and not use the ropes to retain the title and stuff. But anyway, Becky is your new IC champion again and stuff. Hopefully, it'll be a better reign. Hopefully we won't have to keep hearing her say the repeated things about her being the best, and then Sports Illustrated saying she's the best and stuff like that. We know Becky Lynch is good and stuff, and congratulations to her for regaining the women's IC title and stuff, which was a pretty good match. But I don't think that she needed to hold on to the ropes to win it. But anyway, we go to the Usos and everything. They're saying, a new year, a new them, and stuff like that. A new year, new champs. They're the new tag team champions and stuff. And then they're issuing out challenges to anybody who wants to come, for the tag team titles. So it's out there. We'll see what happens as far as that goes and stuff. Then we got Stephenie Vaquer. She did her promo. Her left foot, is injured. Well, her left ankle is injured. You know, and then the question was, what's next for her? And then basically, she says that the biggest dream of her life, is for her to become, women's champion. And she says that's what she's done. And because her injury and stuff is not going to, stop her from defending the title and stuff. And then you get Raquel Rodrequez come out and she attacks Stephenie Vaquer. I mean, she beats the crap out of her. And the instant she just attacks that ankle and just beats her down and stuff. And then after she does that, she gets, Adam Pearce comes out, tells her to go to the back and stuff like that. Then we get the little backstage segment where Ray telling Dragon Lee that he'll be there. That Dragon Lee will be a champion again because they lost the tag team titles against the Usos last week and stuff. Him and AJ Styles and stuff. So Ray was trying to give him some reassurance and stuff like that, and then Penta comes out and everything. And so, they're saying that they have each other's back, if they need each other in the match. And, they were directing everything towards, the Vision and stuff, because the Vision has been out, coming out destroying everybody and stuff. But anyway, you got the match with Lyra Valkier and Liv Morgan. And I think this match was a pretty decent match. It was okay, it was Liv Morgan's first match in the ring since, I guess it's been about 7 months now, 6, 7 months. She got when she injured her shoulder and stuff with against Kairi Sane. So she's back. The match was it was pretty decent. You had some interference and stuff by Roxanne. And then Bailey, she chases Roxanne out of the arena and stuff with the chair. And then Liv catches Lyra with the Oblivia and wins the match. So it was okay. I mean, it's nothing to really say. Ooh. But I do want to go back and say that after Raquel Rodriguez jumped on Stephenie backstage, she jumped on Stephenie again, and she just beat her down. Just continued to beat her down and stuff. So I'm sure that that match is going to happen unless Stephenie is too injured. Hopefully, she doesn't have to turn in the title or anything like that and stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. And then we have the match between Bron Breakker and CM Punk. This match started out, I thought it was just going to be CM Punk was going to get dogged, but I should have known better and anything. But Bron Breakker basically throughout the whole match was just beating CM Punk down at every turn. Every time CM Punk seemed like he was about ready to, you know, to come over on him, Bron Breakker would do something, to stop him and stuff. And I mean, they were kicking out of everything, And then as you know, this is Bron Breakker's first title shot, ever and stuff, on the big program. As far as he's been IC champion and stuff like that, but other than that, that's been it, you know. And man, these two guys towards the end, they got at it. Paul Heyman, he tried to interfere and stuff like that. And then that CM Punk was getting the upper hand on Bron Breakker and stuff because CM Punk nailed um, Paul Heyman and knocks him off the ropes and everything, knocks him off of the ring. And then here comes Division. They came out. Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul, they come out. And as they come out to try to get CM Punk and everything, then here comes Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee. They came out. They started fighting the Vision, and then they fight off into the crowd, and go, and then it goes back to the match. Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, kicks out of a GTS that CM Punk gave him and everything like that and stuff. But the match got really, really, really involved and stuff. Paul Heyman again tried to interfere and stuff, and then man, Bron, this match was it was a good match. It was crazy. It got exciting at the end and stuff, but for the most part, you know, um, the GTS puts Bron Breakker out, and CM Punk retains the title. I mean, it was a pretty decent show. To me, it was a pretty decent show. Um, I didn't think really that, CM Punk would lose the title to Bron Breakker. I mean, I don't know. It was a good match. You know, now we saw that Bron Breakker, he did his thing in the ring. He's dominant, and it should have been that way because he's the bigger guy and stuff. But sometimes when people interfere, things start happening, and you lose the match. But anyway, good to CM Punk to retain the championship, and we'll see what happens next time. So anyway, all right, thanks for watching. God bless, deuces, and I'll see you on the next video. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, let me know how you're doing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.